My 41 female husband, 46 male, is not contributing to our home. What should I do? I, 41F, have been married to my husband, 46 meters, for 11 years. We had a pretty standard marriage in the beginning, but there were some red flags that I chose to ignore. My husband, let's call him Bob, is a bit overbearing and loud. It can be intimidating at times, but my children, from a previous relationship, love him and call him Dad. Bob and I married in 2013. It was a very happy time for us as his family welcomed me and my girls with open arms. The problem started shortly after. But for the main issue, 2019 I bought our dream house. This purchase was not made on a whim, but with careful thought and budgeting. Bob and I came to an agreement that bills will be split 60/40, with me paying the 60%, since I made a little more than him at the time. All bills were paid as agreed the first month. The second month he was short, then he told me his check was being garnished. I understood and told him that I would pay a little more until the garnishment was satisfied. 9 months later he told me that the garnishment was done and will be able to pay his portion of the home expenses as agreed. He didn't pay his portion as agreed. I asked him what was going on and why he isn't paying his portion. He basically told me that he was giving me what he could. At this point, he was contributing 10%. I was working a lot of overtime to maintain the home and was getting burnt out. This went on, along with many conversations where he would promise to do more, until now. I have a salary position now, so overtime is not an option. I had to borrow against my 401k to keep everything going. I recently told him that if he doesn't help, then I am going to get a second job. He told me, just don't burn yourself out. I have been mentally checked out of this marriage for a few years now. I worked multiple jobs as a single mother, and now finding myself doing the same thing, but now, with a husband. He turns down counseling and doesn't want to talk about money. I don't know what else to do. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Why was he being garnished? Why can't he pay now? This guy sounds like a homosexual with some kind of legal, gambling, or drug problem. Do some maths. If he is only contributing 10%, you don't need him. He adds more than 10% to the household bills. He doesn't even cover his own expenses. Does your conservative family not believe that a man should, at the very least, financially provide for his wife and family? Should he not lighten your load instead of triple it? Use their arguments against them. Go see a divorce lawyer. Get their advice on the best way to legally separate yourself from him. If you need support to do this, go see a therapist. Your daughters deserve to see a relationship where their mom is respected. They deserve to see you in a healthy relationship. Girl, you married a homosexual. When you say, 2019 I bought our dream house, does that mean he didn't put anything towards the down payment? Isn't on the mortgage, doesn't help paying the mortgage, isn't listed as the owner along with you? And your agreement was only that he contributes 40% of the bills? If so, I hope you have some kind of prenup or postnup that precludes him from claiming half of the house when you finally divorce him. You tell him to move out 10 years ago. What do you mean, what do you do? You don't know what else to do. What are your goals? Do you want to work on the relationship? Why when he doesn't want to and doesn't offer any support for you, the house, or the relationship? Do you want to end the relationship? Then end it, talk to a divorce lawyer, get your ducks in a row, and serve him the divorce papers. Why continue like this, letting him leech of you while you set your finances up for failure in a house you can't afford? I know divorce isn't easy, and this comment makes it seem so. Start somewhere, talk to a lawyer, find the money. This is important. They can skip the emotions you are feeling and tell you what is best for you. My 25F boyfriend, 36M, really embarrassed me the other day. Should I reconsider the relationship? This past weekend, me and my boyfriend went to an annual festival in our city that has high security. My boyfriend carries a knife on him for protection and also to help him out at work. He works in construction, and forgot to leave it in his car. We get to the gates and they got metal detectors, cops everywhere and people checking bags like it's an airport. There's been a history of violent fights because it draws such a large crowd, so they check people down like crazy before entry. The security guard scans my boyfriend with a metal detector and my boyfriend told him he carries a knife on him for work and the dude was like, "Nah, you guys can't enter with that."
Then this other lady security guard came out kind of aggressively saying things like, "You gotta go. Where did you park? We got cameras, we'll be watching you." As if my boyfriend was about to stab someone right then and there.
My boyfriend decided to tell the lady off as we turn around to leave.
As we keep walking, the lady goes closer to the fence to watch us and keep telling us to leave, and my boyfriend was like, "Fuck off, don't fucking talk to me." Gives her the finger and making a scene.
I was like, "Babe, chill out, we're going, so let's not get into more shit." Then he goes off on me like, "Stop being a pussy, what are they gonna do?" I was pissed off and embarrassed. I'm trying to calm him down so he and I don't get fucking tackled by a cop or arrested over bullshit, and he decides to turn around and tell me off.
He then tries to hug me as we're walking back to his car like, "I'm sorry babe, but I was too pissed."
I didn't speak to him at all for the whole ride back, and I haven't texted him much since then. Is it wrong that I'm reconsidering whether I want to be with him anymore? I really did not like the way he conducted himself, and I feel like it's changed the way I see him.
It's the lack of self-awareness that does it for me here.
He really thought he could get a knife through a high-security area without them addressing it?
That's exactly their job.
To stop weapons from being brought into the event. If it was an, "Oops, I forgot I had it.
I'll throw this into the trash, run it back to my car, or you guys confiscate it," a level-headed response.
I could buy it. But making a scene where 100% of the time they're going to tell you to F off when you have a knife on you.
That's some serious lack of situational awareness and concerning.
Then he goes off on me like, "Stop being a pussy, what are they gonna do?"
Any grown adult is going to say, "No problem, I'll go put it back in my car."
I forgot I had it on me.
The fact that he turned on you points to an inability for him to recognize how he is wrong in the situation.
Even if some lady comes out aggressively, it's not like he didn't have any fault here.
The fact that he's 36 and acts like this tells me this behavior is common with him. He then tries to hug me as we're walking back to his car like, "I'm sorry babe, but I was too pissed."
This demonstrates my point. 1. He's not able to control his emotions, especially when wrong, and 2. He believes he's justified in his actions.
Advice I always have for women. Don't date men who can't handle themselves around authority like law enforcement, security, or bouncers. It should change the way you see him.
He is showing you who he is. Not someone to be in a relationship with. Nope. Dating is for learning about a person to find out if you want to be with them. I also would not want to keep seeing someone who doesn't know how to behave in public, and responds to rudeness with escalation.
That type is very unattractive. My ex-husband used to cause scenes like this all the time. His anger would be so out of control, and it was incredibly embarrassing every time he did it. Anytime I'd try and calm him down, I'd be berated and told as his wife, it was my job to stand by his side and support him, even if he's wrong.
His anger eventually started being directed to me. He once threw a knife in my direction. I'm not saying this is where your life could head if you stay with your boyfriend, but I am saying that these things typically don't get better, nor do they change unless he sees what he does as wrong. You're not wrong for reconsidering things and seeing him in a different light now. I think it's you noticing a very big red flag. Update. DV situation 34F, me, 32M, husband, pregnant.
What should I do?
This is an update to my original post.
I never expected to get that many comments.
I figured a few people would offer advice and that would be it. Many of you were very kind. A lot accused me of lying. I got untold numbers of threats and racist messages that I reported. I tried to update the original post, but everyone keeps missing the update. Please look up the original post if you haven't seen it so the update makes sense. I do have documentation and proof of everything from my original post and this post. I realize how bad the situation sounds, and I never thought I would have to live through something like this. I appreciate the advice from everyone. Update.
At the suggestion of so many, I reached out to anyone I could think of.
Most didn't respond or just said they couldn't help. My stepsister is able to provide some help.
A rental house was left to her husband by a family member.
It is totally empty.
She said I am welcome to move in.
I am trying to figure out how to get from PA to CO and how I will get a few essentials once I get there.
As I mentioned in the original post, I do not have access to my license, bank card, or any personal documents as my husband has them all.
I am trying to open another bank account online but I keep getting declined for some reason. My stepsister called an online bank's helpline and pretended to be me. They informed her my verification failed most likely due to my marital name change. They said sometimes that makes it more difficult to verify and requested copies of my info to prove identity. I don't have it to send. Just a picture of an old license and a picture of an expired name change for another license. I'm still trying to figure out how to get around that. All of my work documents, stubs go to my husband's email. If he stops getting them, he will know. Our HR department sends out a daily email that goes to the address on file, so even changing the email will be noticed right away. If I change the account, he will be alerted. I have a car, but he goes everywhere I go. I am going to try to sneak the extra key fob for my car into the car and hide it. Once I have the funds in place, I am going to wait until he is out somewhere with me in a busy line or something. I am going to fake pregnancy-related vomiting and tell him I have to go to the bathroom right then. I am going to go out the door, run to my car, and with the extra fob I can just get in and leave. I will have no issue getting a new job in CO. So after a few weeks I will be okay. I am keeping my baby. I will have no issues caring for her financially or otherwise once away from him. I am ready to execute the plan as soon as I get the funds together. Thank you all. 1. Make sure there is no tracker on your car. They're usually magnetic. Do a sweep before you hit the road. 2. Call a DV hotline for a list of resources in the area where you'll be going. 3. Credit unions and smaller, lesser-known community banks can be far more lenient and helpful with personal situations. 4. Don't forget the free section of Craigslist and Facebook can get you all the furniture you need over a few days if you're diligent. Good luck, Mama. If I can do this, you can do this. Talk to the DV shelter. I have tons of ideas of things you can do, but I think you're better off letting them help you. You can get a new license by reporting yours lost. You can go to the bank in person and change your account and take him off of it, etc. But I don't want to put you in any danger either. So please get with the DV folks and let them help you execute a plan. Good luck. Can't you just call the police to help you get out of the house? In cases of domestic violence, they might come to your home, wait while you pack your things, and make him return your documents. Him holding your documents is illegal, and you could use that against him. You need to be fast with your exit plan because he might find out. You need to make sure that what you take with you doesn't have a tracker. You could change your SIM card to a basic phone that can't be tracked and get a new phone. Keep only the SIM card and emails, and back up all the messages you'll get from him, because those might be useful to build a case against him. You should keep a record of all the times he was violent. Get a DV organization involved through your sister. At best they can offer support and most times even legal support as well as another layer of protection if your husband finds out. Fake it till you make it and don't give him any reason to suspect anything, even smaller things. Good luck and keep us updated. Not sure how this would work, but can't you ask your work to send a daily email to another email as well so he is not aware but you have access to stuff? I really hope you get out safely. Given the controlling nature of your husband, I would be shocked if he doesn't have a tracker in your car. Also, domestic violence agencies do much more than offer shelter. Please just call them for advice. Just use a work phone. Something went on between my F32 husband, M32, and my sister, F26. What do I do? My head's a mess ATM, so please excuse me if I am all over the place. Yesterday morning my husband quickly got a bag ready without me seeing, came to me and told me my sister sucked his dick, and that he thought it would be best if he left for a while and gave me space. That was it. I've pretty much been left in the dark since. He seemed very stressed and upset. I just stood there a little dumbfounded. My sister has been going through a very hard time the last few weeks and has spent a lot of time at ours. Initially with her partner, but around a week ago they started having issues, so she just came and unloaded their problems. She came over Sunday night and ended up staying over. But I didn't notice them slipping away together at any time. So far the only communication I've had with my husband has been about our child. I've asked him over and over what's going on and all he tells me is he is still trying to figure it out. What is there to figure out? I can't believe that just like that everything I know is in tatters. Everything we've built together, everything we have, he's choosing to throw it all away. And to just tell me like that and leave, I'm totally heartbroken. I never in a million years saw this coming. I also thought me and my sister had a stronger relationship as well. The betrayal from her has me feeling so lost right now. I've seen many a horror story on here with infidelity, and stupidly now I'm in this situation. I have absolutely no idea where I go from here. I know everyone will tell me to leave him, but it's more complicated when there's kids, houses, a business involved. And I don't even know what's went on. No one will talk to me. The mental pictures are driving me insane. I am not ready to talk to friends or family yet, so I'm asking Reddit, what the fuck do I do? Restarting life at 32 sounds like a nightmare. This sucks, and it's totally okay to feel lost and confused right now.
Take care of yourself first and foremost. Try talking to a therapist or counselor to help you sort through everything and figure out your next steps. You've got this, and you're not alone.
I'd be confronting my sister, in front of our parents. Everybody would know. I think you should withdraw money from your accounts.
They might drain them and use them for whatever it is they're doing. This is a horrible situation, and it's totally okay to feel overwhelmed and lost right now. Put yourself first and reach out to friends, family, or a therapist for support.
They can listen and help you figure out what to do next. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. My first question would be, was he sexually assaulted? AKA, was he sleeping to wake up with his dick in her mouth? Oh girl, play your cards right and you're getting a lot out of the divorce. How fucking nasty of them.